Obviously we're here today with Chairman Wayne Bradley and Manager Billy Heath to talk about Saturday's game. I've got a couple of questions on things we've seen a lot on social media, just to clear up a few things, so I'll start with them and then we'll open it to the floor if that's okay. So I'll start with Wayne on off-field matters. So Wayne, we've had a lot of queries about whether the game will be going ahead or how's the pitch looking, so obviously we can see that there's a lot going on out there, but if you could just give us a bit more information on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, we've been working with the Football Association, who at the end of the day take it upon themselves quite rightly to aid all football clubs in this FA Cup, and they've identified that via weather forecasts that we get daily that the frost was coming, and so all week we've basically been preparing for it. We've managed to keep that frost away from the soil, and now we've put another coating and another layer of frost coverings on, and quite frankly the powers that be are telling me that they're comfortable that this game will go ahead through the actions that they're taking.
Perfect. So that's the info on the pitch. So the other question we're getting a lot on the social media is ticket sales. So where are we at with kind of ticket sales, and how many do you expect to see inside the arena on Saturday?
We will have a sellout here come Saturday, i.e. pre the game, and we've made sure that tickets have gone out daily to be able to then make sure that every aspect of the community can get hold of tickets. So rather than have an onslaught and the rest, so I'm comfortable that there will be a sellout, and I'm more positive and delighted to confirm that the majority of support will be Alfreton as opposed to Walsall. No disrespect to Walsall, they confirmed that they had good appetite for the game, and they've made their sales thus far. But they've sold 1,200, and the balance of the capacity, which will be 1,300, has already been sold then to Alfreton supporters. Perfect.
So obviously we've seen a lot going out on there. How's the week been in terms of the preparations off the field to get us ready for the game on Saturday?
Trying to get the manager motivated for the game is difficult. But apart from that, yes, we've been challenged. I think like all best laid plans, no sooner do we lay them than we have to find an alternative. So only today we've seen various electronics arrive at the ground. There's an LED system that's now covering 3 sides of the pitch sides. And the generator for that was at plan going to sit neatly into one aspect of the ground. It's now been parked in a car park and has taken a further 2 car parking spaces that we didn't have away from us. So best laid plans, but we always find an answer. Our next answer then is to try and find 2 people who won't come in their car because they haven't got a space.
I'll get a taxi for you then. So that's it from me for Wayne. So now to Billy for me. So Billy, lots of questions, lots to talk about. Who's going to be available, squad fitness, availability. I'm sure all the players have made themselves available for the weekend, but eligibility as well. So could you just give us an update on who's in, who's out, and kind of who's 50-50 ahead of the weekend?
We've got a clean bill of health going to it. Jonathan Thewis was a doubt, he's still possibly a doubt, but as you said, I think he'll be fit because because of the occasion. He'll probably be fit. Lewis Salmon has come back to, well, he's not fully fit, but he's available for the game. He's been out a long time. He's been out 6-8 weeks, a long time. He's had a couple of training sessions, so he'll be available for the game, and everybody else is 100% ready to go. We just have to turn up for the occasion. That's the biggest thing from our point of view, from my point of view. The players have to just turn up for the occasion.
Definitely. So in terms of turning up for the occasion, what have preparations been like on the pitch? Obviously we've asked Wayne what they've been like off the pitch, but what's the build-up been like in
good.
camp?
I mean, obviously we're part-time. We've only seen the players once since that Tuesday. We'll see them again tonight. So look, what I've done before in big games is try and keep some normality, even though that's really difficult, with obviously yourselves coming in every corner, and players doing interviews that they probably won't have done, but we've just tried to keep some more normality. There's no special arrangements going on the playing side. We'll do exactly what we usually do for every opponent. We'll have done our homework on every opponent, like we do on every opponent. It's not suddenly we start doing different things with the players. But what we've got to make sure that we know for some of our players this is going to be the biggest game they've ever played in. For some of them, in front of the most people they've ever played in front of. So we've got to make sure that we don't get engulfed by the occasion. And that's one thing we've been talking a lot about to the players. Starting Tuesday when I saw them, we've got to go out there and just be ourselves, relax, not have any fear, not have any anxieties about the game. Easier said than done, but really just we have got to go and embrace everything that's in front of us. And if we do that, if the result isn't the one we want, but what we've got to come off the pitch is that we've given everything. And like I say, we've really embraced the situation, because you can't be fearful of these games. I've been in quite a few of these, not the FA Cup game at this, this round, but I've been in quite a few really big games, and you've really got to enjoy it and embrace it.
Thank you. So that's it from me. I'm just going to open it to the floor for further questions.
Walsall coming to town this weekend. What's the feeling like within the squad?
Yeah, I think they're just looking forward to the game. It's just like I say, we had a real relaxed session on Tuesday. It was a really good session. It was very intense, but there didn't seem to be a lot of nerves it's on the training pitch, but there didn't seem to be any anxieties about it. We had a really good session. I said to the players, one thing I said to the players, I said, you've got more pressure on our next league game than you have in this cup game. There's more pressure on us for me in the league, in our next league game. We know we're underdogs. We know we're not expected to win, but what we're expected to do is to perform and to go and make it as difficult as possibly can for Walsall.
What are you expecting from that side? From Walsall?
From Walsall, I've seen them. I've watched numerous videos of them. They're an expansive side that likes to try and play. They're having a difficult time for themselves at the minute. So we've got to try and make it even more difficult for them. And like I said, look, the main thing for me is that we don't get the players perform on the day, and they show what a good team we are, and they show what type of qualities we have in every league game. That they show that to people, and they don't come off. They don't come off where we haven't performed, or we haven't put them under any sort of pressure, or we've not had any maintained pressure against them. We need to start really well.
What do you think it takes to pull off an FA Cup upset?
I think it takes courage for a start, and that's the main thing, is courage. Because like I said, these players some of them have not been in this situation before, and you've got to throw off all your anxieties and just go out and play. And play as if it's a league game. Play as if it's any other game. And that's difficult in itself, but that's what we really have to do. And if we do that, we really could cause an upset. Yeah. But we have to be ourselves. We can't have any anxieties with the game.
You mentioned the league as well. You're sort of fighting on two fronts, where you've got this brilliant cup run, but then also you could potentially get promotion to the National League. What's that like for the? What sort of toll is it taking on the squad?
Well, it's obviously it's difficult because we've got small numbers anyway, and it's been difficult managing the situation because it's been actually a month from when we beat Worthing, so it's been a month. Ideally, that's too long. It's too long a month. It's better when it's just 2 weeks, and then because the players have had a lot of time to think about this game, they've had a lot of time to play a lot of league games, and we've tried to rotate the squad probably more than what I would have done because of the magnitude of this game. But like I say, if we turn up, we'll be okay.
What would it mean for, because I know you've been at the club since 2018, what would it mean for yourself, but also the club? I know you said the players, this is probably the biggest game in their career so far. What about yourself?
Yeah, but I understand it's a massive, it'd be a huge achievement to get ourselves, to get the club into the third round. It'd be a huge achievement, it really would, because look, it's twofold, isn't it? As an achievement to get Conference North Club into the third round, yeah, it'd probably be the biggest achievement, really, looking at it. And we know we can't hide away from it. We know that the chance of the financial chances that may bring us in the next round. We can't pretend that's not a factor. It'd be a huge factor to this football club. So, look, from my point of view, it's another big game. It's another opportunity to progress into the third round. But it's another opportunity. The main thing is it's an opportunity for the players to show what they can do on a, let's face it, a worldwide stage. It's a massive opportunity for players to show what they can perform. We've seen it before with other players. How other players have done ever so well in FA Cups and done very well for themselves, non-league players. So that's an opportunity for the players as well.
And if you were to dream and you make it into the third round, you get the big boys, the Premier League clubs who come in. Who would you want to face if you made it into the third round when you're coming to
Liverpool and Anfield.
Why?
Sorry.
Why?
Liverpool's my club. It's our same club, but Liverpool Anfield. I'd probably be worried how many we're going to get beat by in the third round. But that's we'd take that. We'd take that. If we were worried in the third round.
You're right in your future here. Right? I'm just listening and going with the flow.
We'd be worried how many we'd get. Like I say, we might be worried on the day how many it's going to be, but I think we'd take it.
I was going to ask as well for like a final score prediction, but I'm guessing you don't care what the score is as long as you win.
It's always been. I have no worries of how we play, how good we are, how bad we are, as long as we win. And it's the same as that. Every league game performance is way behind winning, and we could go on forever about that. About a lot of managers talk a lot about that. Well, the performance was great, but we've lost another game. It's always been kind of irrelevant for me. It's nice when you play well and you win, but it's always been very secondary because it's just about winning. That's all it's about. Every game that we go into is just about winning. That's all it's about.
Good luck.
Can I just ask, have you got your lucky pants clean? Are they lucky pants or lucky socks? Is there, are they ready in the wash?
They're in the wash, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have lots of superstitions. We really do. I parked my car the wrong way around. Me and Wayne were chuckling about. I parked my car the wrong way around the other day when we played the league game. We got beat, so the car will be parked the right way around. There's just crazy things like that you're just drawn to and you pull on to. But no, I will be having a shave on Saturday morning because we tend to win when I have a shave. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in, but I will do. Because obviously it's after, but I will be having a shave before game. So that'll be, we won in the last round when I had a shave about 9 o'clock in the last round, so I'll be doing that again. It might be a little bit earlier though on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Personally, Billy, I'm disappointed that you're going to have
Yeah, you might be big man, yeah. Yeah, you might be.
You talk about the players or some of the players never having experienced this, but there are players who have experienced big games in front of big crowds. You've been leaning on them. Can they help the ones who haven't?
I think they can to a degree. I think it's like everything. I think they can talk to, Ryan Taylor's played in lots of big games. Sean Brisley's played lots and lots of league games. I think they can. I think they can talk to the players. Communication is key. We've tried to do that a lot of that on Tuesday, haven't we? On Tuesday session, we were talking to the players, for a good while about the situation, and I think they can. But I think it really is down to the individual. Once they go into the game, they've got to put everything to one side. They've got to ignore the cameras. They've got to try and pretend they're not even there. It's difficult, but they've really got to go out and play the normal game.
I was going to ask you about that, because obviously once they cross the white line, there are things that you can do clearly, but then it's down to them, and it's difficult for them to put the fact that this place will be packed out of their heads.
Yeah, they'll look different. It's already looking different. The LED boards, the ground will look different to what they're usually playing on, and that is difficult. But in pressurised circumstances, that's when you find out about people. As tough as that is to say, but that's when in pressurised in big games, that's when you find about big players, big mentalities. And I talk a lot here about mentality. It's a massive thing for me about mentality, fighting against the odds. We fight against the odds probably in 80% of the league games. We're underdogs in, people would say, we don't, me personally, but you could see us as underdogs in 80% of the league games, but I talk a lot about mentality and getting the mentality of people right, and the players know about what's expected and about what our mentality should be, and they need to transfer that when they go out. Like I say, have no fear, have no worries about making a mistake, have no worries about giving the ball away, have no worries about if things don't go right, you have to make them be right. And if we do that, if we play to our full potential, then we've got a chance.
One thing that won't change, of course, when they run across the white line is the pitch and the slope and the way that you play on that every other week, if you like.
Exactly.
You can use that to your advantage.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's a small pitch. I think it's the smallest pitch in our league, is it, Wayne? It must be the smallest pitch in our league.
It's legal.
It's legal, It's in the parameters of what we're allowed to do. But yeah, the pitch won't change. Like you said, a lot of them have got an awful lot of experience on that pitch. Some of them haven't. Some of them came to us this year, so they're still. But a lot of them have got a lot of experience on that pitch, and it will make a difference. It will make a difference.
And you talk about the players, and some are experienced, some are inexperienced. You talk about your experience, obviously getting FA Trophy and finals and things like that. How will you be on Saturday morning, do you think? I don't even want to go to full time. It's just before the game. How do you think you'll be?
I'll be excited. I'll be excited when probably the most excited when I'm driving into the car and I'm with Mark, and we'll be. That's when you'll have. That's when you'll be excited. You might have a few nerves, because anybody says that there isn't in big. They're not telling the truth. I don't care how many times you've done it on. But I think when I get here, you have to be normal. You can't be. What you can't be as a manager, you can't be portraying onto players different things and being different to what your normal self is. I'll be my same. Some people might say crazy self when I'm here when I'm here for 2 hours on it. But I'll just be my normal self.
But looking forward to it.
But looking forward to it, absolutely. Why would you not look? I'm looking forward to it. You look forward to you embrace games like this. You don't worry about games like this. This is what you want to be in. You want to be in every week. You want to be in big games every week.
What was the biggest game you played in then?
God, that's a good question. I wasn't very good, was I?
You earned a living.
against its end when?
It's a good question, that. I'm not really. I mean, the FA Cup game when I was with Lincoln, that was a big game when we played Walsall in the first round. We played. Roger Bolly played up front. Basil Bolly's the centre half. His brother played up front. Derek Mountfield played at the back. He was about 38, 39, and I just remember thinking, he's not broke sweating, he's 39. You know, he just strolled around the pitch when we played Walsall. So that was a big game because it was massively. It was another FA Cup game. That was really important for the football club at the time.
So how did it go?
I think it was 2-0. I think we got beat 2-0, and a lad called Tony Simmons up front, who never tried a leg but scored a load of goals, missed one the far post from 6 yards, and then they went down the other end and scored I think it was the last couple of minutes and beat us 2-0. But that's probably one of the biggest games. It was my career was all non-league, wasn't it? So
Nothing wrong with that.
no, it's stood me in good stead for the management, definitely, because like you say, it's good, all good.
When we spoke to you on Radio Derby before the last game and after the last game, and you know, the excitement was big. The excitement greater for this one than it was with all the attention that you're now getting.
You know, for me personally, I'm more excited for the supporters. I'm more delighted for the club staff, the volunteers, and those people who have put so much in behind the scenes to get it to this stage. Because for me, this is a community football club, and the community is making this football club. Without it, we don't exist. But the community's got wider, and that's I guess what is most enthralling for me, to see that the community is getting broader, and the people who have showed an interest in wanting to come to this game to talk to us about this game, and more to the point then, has already started to show an affinity to this football club. That is what's so more important. I've gone on record earlier today, and I'll say it again today, I don't enjoy watching football. I can assure you that playing the game is a wonderful thing. Even managing the game can be a good thing. But as a chairman, there is nothing you can do. You can't kick the ball, you can't influence anything. So I sit on the end of my seat, and in the last round, the kit manager came up to me, was removing a defibrillator from its location close to me, and turned to me and said, "Are you going to smile, Mr. Chairman? We were 2-0 up. There were 6 minutes to go," and I said, "Not for another 5." And that's me.
He actually said that to me after the game. Even when there was 2 minutes to go and we were 2-0 up, he was still thinking about, how can we concede 2 goals in 2 minutes? How can it possibly happen? But it
happens, doesn't it?
It does happen,
so
yeah. It does happen.
Until the final whistle, and until it's all over, then my emotions won't show at all.
But it's easier for the manager and the players because they're fully immersed in
Absolutely.
it, and you're not detached because you are the chairman of the football club, but you are slightly detached. There's nothing you can do.
No, there isn't. And apart from the odd shout that will go unnoticed and certainly won't be listened to, there is nothing you can do. So I shall be doing what I always do, and I shall surround myself with good people. We will talk about the good old days. Billy might get a mention in those conversations, we'll see. And we'll enjoy the day. The day will be absolutely with icing on the cake if we're enjoying a victory.
And just finally, the money's important. Clearly the money's important because nothing in this world happens without money anymore, but the glory and the attention that this tie has brought to the club and the town, you couldn't buy that.
No, you can't buy it, and I think we all know that the good sense that the press and you good people have is that you can smell an upset. Now we like that because that's giving us all of the encouragement we're looking for, and everything that we talk about and everything that we point out shows that at the end of the day it's all down to us. We can't buy what's being given to us at the moment, and yet the community will be the beneficiaries of it, undoubtedly.
Thank you both.
Wayne, how big is this for the football club financially, in terms of prestige and exposure? Try and sum up for us how important this weekend is.
Well, let me put some perspective to things. This is the third time that this football club during my tenure has got to the second round of the FA Cup. So on the previous two, we went away, was drawn away in the first occasion, and we went to Scunthorpe, who at that time were the league leaders of League One. They did fulfil their promotion and did become a championship side. So we knew that we got a formidable case on that particular day, and on a foggy day we were dispatched very efficiently out of the competition. On the second occasion it was Leighton Orient here, and the TV cameras again turned up to want to see what we could do. And you know, my vivid memories of that game are that we hit the woodwork on no less than 4 occasions. And I can only look back and say, if only, because we did give a good account for ourselves, but we inevitably lost the game. The difference in this case is, none of those things seem relevant. Everything has changed. I would expect people to say, well, yeah, this is a given, this football club does, with some regularity, not year in, year out, admittedly, but with some regularity gets to this particular stage. Now for me then, I'm in charted waters. This is familiar territory. The unfamiliar territory would be one beyond it. So with that aspect, it's the hope that obviously drives you on. It's the hope that incites and excites everything. So for me, I am very superstitious, and I do at the end of the day do things in a particular way, and that includes at this point not answering who we'd like in the third round, which is why Bill's going to have a little word after this interview. So the third round isn't yet here. This then is our opportunity, and I just hope that we're not going to be the bridesmaid for the third time.
For fans supporting Alfreton, with the greatest of respect, they're not expecting to see them in the Premier League lifting trophies in their lifetime. Occasions like this are what it's all about for this fan base and this community. There's been quite a few in your time as chairman. Where does this rank?
This time there's not the expectation. And expectation is one of the biggest problems that every football club will try to manage. There isn't the expectation, there is already a celebration. And that has turned things very dramatically from an anxiety, a word that Bill used earlier. It's turned into a plan the day. Now, somebody turned to me and said, if Carlsberg did football days on Saturdays, this Saturday is the very day. And of course our early kick-off does mean that any of the Nottingham Forest supporters amongst our ranks will be able to go and watch that game as well. And we're close enough for an awful lot of other clubs for them to take 2 up if that's what they wanted to do. There isn't the expectation, there is a focus, and that's all the way through the town, all the way through the wider community, and I hope they're right, because they're lifting us all to believe that this could well be our day.
Billy, home advantage is always important in football. Do you think that the gulf between that, with that advantage, is even greater when it's football league against non-league, in the favour of the non-league side?
It's an advantage to us. It's an advantage to us because we're playing at home. But like I said, it gives you a small percentage advantage over the end of the day. They're a full-time football league club, so we're pleased when we were drawn at home, obviously, because we've got a good record at home, so it gives us an advantage. But I think, yeah, it's an advantage, small advantage.
I don't think either side's won a game in the league since the draw was made. We always say form is out the window for an FA Cup game anyway, but even more so, there's no real momentum from either side. Another leveller, perhaps?
Yeah, possibly, but like I say, I'd have been more delighted if we'd have been coming in and we'd won every league game, and it'd get, would have been our riding high, and confidence would have been, through the roof. I honestly think, like you say, it's on the day. It's how we perform on the day. It's can we raise our game another level to where we usually play at? Can we raise our game? Hopefully we'll be saying yes, we can. Hopefully, like I said before, the lads will not get engulfed with the occasion, and that we can go and play our normal game against, yes, more difficult opposition than what we used to be playing, but we need to be ourselves.
It's always said the team that wants it more are likely to win it. I don't think anyone's doubting Alfreton will want this more. Some of the younger players, there's a lot of creativity in the squad as well. No pressure on them for this one.
No, I think the only pressure they've got is the pressure from themselves. I've said that before. Like I say, it's their mindset going on when they go onto the pitch. Preparation will be done. Everything will be done. But it's how people react under extreme pressures, and they've got to alleviate that pressure, because we won't be building the pressure up. Myself and Mark, we certainly won't be building the pressure up. We'll train tonight. It'll be like it is usually on a Thursday. There'll be no special things going in place. We'll be doing exactly the same things as what we do. And like I say, we've just got to keep that normality as best we can.
You mentioned earlier you won't change your style on the day. You will be Billy Heath through and through. The Billy Heath we know and love, stick a rock. But if there's some of the younger players who the occasion is getting to them, and you can see that in the dressing room before kick-off, is there any techniques that you would use with the less experienced players?
I usually find when you want to take the pressure off people, usually it's usually with humour. It'll be relaxed. It won't be. It'll be the same. Our dressing room's intense at the best of times. Our change rooms at times is very, very relaxed and very good humoured, because we've got a great set of lads. We've got a good set of players who all get on. They all enjoy each other's company, which is huge. It's huge at our levels. It's massively important. It gets lost. But then on the flip side, it is intense in our dressing league games. It's very intense when the build-up in our change rooms. It's very, very intense at the end. When the players come in, it's very, very intense in our changing room, and it'll be no different.
I suppose the ground's been earlier on. The pitch is holding up well. Nonetheless, for Walsall, it'll be very different. It's a smaller pitch than they're used to. With respect, probably more physical encounter than Walsall will be used to this weekend. Do you think they're going to be prepared for Heath ball? I'm
not sure it'll be more physical. I'm sure I don't think it'll be any more physical than what we usually play against. League Two's not a walk. League Two's not. It's not a flowery league. It's all teams are trying to play a little bit more football than they used to do, but it's very, very physical. So I think the physicality thing's not even a. I don't think the physicality side of it is going to be any more than what they've encountered. So yeah, on that, I don't think we major change for them on that.
Thank you very much, gents. That was really
Thank
good. Really
you.
lovely.